Somebody wants to join. Now let's go do our play date.
And cut.
Better sit down for this one, because what Richard Lawson just dropped has the internet in absolute shock. Tina Knowles' ex-husband didn't hold back, and now everyone's talking. Out of nowhere, he spilled something so unexpected, folks are still trying to wrap their heads around it. According to Richard, Beyonce and Jay-Z's youngest son, Sir Carter, isn't just a low-key kid or shy like people assume. He's allegedly living with severe autism. But that's not all. He went even further, claiming Sir has been placed in a full-time care facility for years. That's wild, and it's making fans look at everything with brand new eyes. People have been side-eyeing for a while, wondering why Sir is never seen, especially when his twin sister Rumi has been showing up everywhere, popping up in Beyonce's visuals, posing at exclusive events, and even making surprise appearances on stage during the tour. But Sir, nothing. No red carpet moments, no glimpses at shows, not even a grainy paparazzi shot, just silence. And now, with Richard allegedly confirming this behind-the-scenes heartbreak, fans are desperately trying to connect the dots. Could this be the reason Beyonce has become so guarded with her personal life lately? Is this why Jay-Z's been keeping things extra low-key when it comes to his family? Social media is going crazy right now. Everybody's talking, and it's getting deep. Richard Lawson's recent comments lit a fire online. And this isn't just some wild gossip from a late-night Reddit post. Nope, this came straight from him. Tina Knowles' ex-husband, Beyonce's ex-stepdad. That's someone who used to be on the inside. According to reports, Richard allegedly confirmed in a recent convo that Beyonce and Jay-Z's youngest son, Sir Carter, is severely autistic. And he didn't whisper it or dance around the topic either. Folks say he dropped it like it was no big deal, just said it like it was known truth. And once that statement hit the airwaves, social media exploded. If what he said is real, then it explains a whole lot fans have been quietly wondering for years. Let's not act brand new. Since the Carter twins were born, people have definitely noticed the difference. Rumi's been out here stepping into the spotlight little by little. She's popped up in Beyonce's stunning visuals. She's been featured in hand-picked Instagram moments.
Somebody wants to join. Now let's go do our play date.
And cut.
And even caught by cameras on luxurious family getaways. But Sir, he's been completely out of sight. No subtle posts, no staged appearances, not even a peek during holiday snaps. While Rumi's been slowly stepping into the spotlight, Sir Carter has stayed completely off the grid. No new pics since he was a baby, no surprise appearances, no background cameos, nothing. Fans always figured Beyonce was just doing her usual protective mom thing. But now, after Richard Lawson's alleged revelation, that silence hits way different. Here's where things really take a wild turn. According to the buzz building up around Richard's supposed comments, it's not just about Sir having autism. The deeper claim that Beyonce and Jay-Z couldn't handle the challenges of raising a child with severe needs, so they allegedly made the call to move Sir into a private, full-time care facility. And not just any place. This is rumored to be a high-end, super exclusive spot, but still outside their home. That's the part that's got everyone spinning. Some folks are labeling it straight-up abandonment. Others are saying it might have been an impossible decision made out of love and necessity. But either way, it's clashing hard with the picture-perfect, family-first image the Carters have been showing the world for years. And what's really fanning the flames? The silence. Not a peep from Beyonce or Jay-Z. No statement, no clarification, no gentle denial, just pure quiet. Was this an accidental slip, a shady jab, or a truth bomb that was never supposed to see the light of day? At this point, no one really knows, but the streets are buzzing with theories. Fans are pointing out something they've noticed for a long time. Beyonce has always seemed way more open when it comes to Rumi and Blue Ivy, showing them off in visuals, photos, and big events. But with Sir, there's always been a clear emotional distance. And if these claims are true, it starts to make way more sense. It would also explain why the Carters have taken their privacy to a whole new level in the past few years. They've always kept their business tight. But this kind of situation, if the public found out they allegedly placed their son in a care facility, no matter how luxurious, it could seriously mess with the polished family image they've spent years curating. But here's what's really got fans gagged. Tina might have seen this coming. Yep, reportedly, when she filed for divorce from Richard, she made sure he signed a non-disclosure agreement, NDA. That NDA supposedly blocked him from speaking on anything related to her kids or grandkids. Not only that, But there was also a non-disparagement clause saying neither of them could speak badly about each other's family, and that any public comments had to be approved by both parties. And in case you're wondering, Richard wasn't some casual stepdad. Even though he and Tina were only married for 9 years, they go way back. Word is, he met her way before the wedding, all the way back when she was pregnant with Beyonce. Sparks flew back then, but nothing serious happened until years later, after her split from Matthew Knowles. Word on the street is Tina might have been seeing Richard before she and Matthew Knowles officially called it quits. But let's be real, Matthew wasn't exactly innocent either. He had his own mess going on, and the cheating rumors around him were loud. So if Tina had a little side situation happening, folks weren't exactly shocked or scandalized. And it gets even juicier. Beyonce's former vocal coach, David Brewer, spilled some serious tea in his own words. According to him, Tina and Richard had something going way back, even while she was still married. David shared a moment that sounds straight out of a movie. He said, "I soon discovered that although unhappily married, Celestine was not suffering all by herself. Going over to the main house to retrieve my keyboard one afternoon, I happened upon Celestine kissing a man. I recognized him immediately. Richard Lawson, a famous actor. Talk about being caught red-handed." David said Tina looked shook and had no choice but to introduce him. He greeted Richard, told him he admired his work, and Richard just nodded, saying, "It's a pleasure." Then Tina hit him with the wildest cover story. She claimed, "Richard is my cousin. He's on that stuff." That excuse didn't fool anyone. Fast forward to 2015, and boom, Tina and Richard officially tied the knot after her divorce from Matthew.
I envisioned the type of man I wanted. I prayed for the type of man I wanted, and I got pretty much that. Is he perfect? Absolutely not. But, you know, he has a lot of the qualities. He has a lot of the qualities that that I love, and we're having a really good time, and I'm enjoying life. So there is hope, women.
But let's not act like everything was all sunshine and roses between Tina and Richard. From the outside, fans thought things were smooth. But behind the scenes, it looked a little tense. People started picking up on Tina throwing subtle shade at Richard. And one moment really stuck out. She once made a comment that had folks doing a double take. "I am careful not to confuse excellence with perfection." Sounds innocent, right? But the tone had people wondering who she was really talking about. When fans called it out as shady, Tina didn't back down. She actually doubled down. She added a caption that said, "I came across this quote this morning. I could not agree more with Michael J. Fox. I believe any human being who thinks that they are perfect or someone else could be perfect is delusional. I believe that only God is perfect." Whew! That felt like a direct hit. People definitely took it as a jab at Richard. And now that he's the one allegedly airing out private info about Beyonce's kids, it's not really shocking, is it? The tension's been bubbling. One thing's for sure, Beyonce has always been extremely guarded when it comes to her children. For years, she barely showed them, always keeping that part of her life under wraps. But recently, she's loosened up just a little. Blue Ivy's been hitting the stage with her mom over and over again. And let's just say, she's been killing it during the Cowboy Carter tour. That girl's confidence is through the roof, and fans can't stop cheering her on. She's owning the moment like a pro. And don't even get me started on Little Rumi. She's quickly becoming one of the biggest highlights of the whole show. There's this one part when Beyonce sings "Protector" and Rumi's supposed to hit a little dance routine. But here's the thing, she gets so hyped, she totally forgets the choreography and just starts vibing out, doing her own thing. And honestly, it's the most adorable thing ever. You can tell she's living for the moment, bouncing around with that huge smile, like she's having the best day of her life. One time, she even grabbed Beyonce's mic mid-performance and shouted, "That made me so happy," and the crowd melted. You just can't help but smile watching her have the time of her life like that. It's pure joy. But of course, the internet had to start analyzing every move. Some fans started throwing around theories that Rumi might be autistic too, based on how she jumps up and down and waves her arms during her stage moments. People started saying it looked like stimming, a term for self-soothing or sensory-regulating behaviors, usually repetitive movements or vocal actions that help manage emotions or sensory input. Now, yeah, her stage excitement could kind of fit that description, but let's not forget, she's just an 8-year-old kid standing in front of thousands of screaming fans. The flashing lights, the booming sound systems, the wild energy. Anyone could get overwhelmed up there, especially a kid. But Rumi, she wanted to be part of it. And you can tell just by the huge smile on her face, she's glowing up there. Still, some folks are convinced that her playful, energetic stage presence is a sign she might be on the spectrum too, though they say her case would be much milder than what's being alleged about Sir. And now, with Richard claiming that Sir's condition is allegedly more severe, fans have started digging even deeper, rewinding all the way back to Beyonce's pregnancy with the twins. And that chapter was not easy. She went through serious health scares, including preeclampsia, which is no joke and can be dangerous for both mother and babies. It all got so intense that she had to undergo an emergency C-section. There were even whispers that one of the twins' heartbeats stopped more than once during delivery. Fans believe it was Sir who had the complications. In her Vogue interview, Beyonce got real about the experience. She said, "I was 218 pounds the day I gave birth to Rumi and Sir. I was swollen from toxemia and had been on bed rest for over a month. My health and my baby's health were in danger, so I had an emergency C-section. We spent many weeks in the NICU. I was in survival mode and did not grasp it all until months later." She even described how the surgery took a toll on her body. "After the C-section, my core felt different. It had been major surgery. Some of your organs are shifted temporarily and in rare cases removed temporarily during delivery. I am not sure everyone understands that. I needed time to heal, to recover." That's when fans started connecting the dots, wondering if the stress of preeclampsia and the trauma from the emergency birth could have led to developmental issues, especially for Sir. There's no solid proof backing any of this, but that hasn't stopped the internet from running wild with theories. One of the hottest takes going around, that Beyonce might have hinted at Sir's condition in one of her past interviews. When she talked about her daughters, she said, "It's important to me that they see themselves as CEOs, as bosses, and that they know they can write the script for their own lives, that they can speak their minds, and they have no ceiling. They don't have to be a certain type or fit into a specific category." But when she shifted to talking about her son, the tone changed. Beyonce said, "I hope to teach my son not to fall victim to what the internet says he should be or how he should love. I want to create better representations for him so he is allowed to reach his full potential as a man, and to teach him that the real magic he possesses in the world is the power to affirm his own existence." Fans picked up on the difference and started wondering, was she trying to gently share something deeper about Sir? Then, things really got messy when some celebs decided to jump into the mix. Azealia Banks, never one to keep quiet, stirred the pot with a tweet that matched Richard's alleged claims. She wrote, "And stop hiding your son from the world. Sensitive people will find out sooner or later and are really gonna look like a piece of crap for being ashamed of your own child." And just when things couldn't get more chaotic, Kanye West jumped in with a wildly inappropriate comment. He reportedly said, "Wait, has anyone ever seen Jay-Z and Beyonce's younger kids? No, like literally." He followed it up with a comment about artificial insemination, but it sparked outrage fast. Kanye kept pushing boundaries when he posted, "Having disabled children is a choice. If Twitter takes me down, so be it. But I need everyone to know Jay-Z or nobody has any power over me." Since he used to be close with the Carters, that comment had people shook. Some started thinking maybe he knew something behind the scenes, and that just added more fuel to the rumors already spiraling out of control. What started as whispers turned into a full-on firestorm. Fans, gossip blogs, and even some mainstream media outlets began jumping into the conversation. Suddenly, it wasn't just about a private family. It became a debate. Some people were defending Beyonce and Jay-Z, saying they were just keeping Sir out of the public eye for his own protection. Others were fully convinced the Carters were deliberately hiding something. A lot of fans felt like it made perfect sense to shield him from all the noise and judgment, especially if he's dealing with something deeply personal. Fame can be brutal, so keeping Sir away from flashing cameras and messy headlines might have been the most loving thing they could do. But of course, internet culture doesn't work like that. Once a theory starts gaining traction, it spreads fast, whether there's proof or not. And with Beyonce and Jay-Z being famously tight-lipped about their personal life, their total silence gave folks even more space to speculate. The lack of response just let imaginations run wild. Meanwhile, Tina Knowles has been the only one trying to hold things down and clean up the narrative. She's the only member of the family who's even mentioned Sir publicly in a long time. In a rare moment, Tina actually opened up about Sir, saying he's super into reading, loves electronics, and is extremely quiet and smart.
What does that mean to you? Tell us a little bit about Rumi and how excited you are.
Rumi is amazing. She's an amazing artist, like painter and creator. And
So, I mean, how could they be anything else growing up in that environment? That's all we talk about is creativity and fashion and the whole thing.
What is Sir interested in?
Sir is very quiet and is very, very smart and does all of the number stuff. So he's not into the fashion stuff as much.
That, according to her, is why we don't really see him in the spotlight. She even shared his favorite story, one about the smallest tree being the strongest. Some fans found it touching, while others felt like the family might be trying a little too hard to shape a specific narrative. Either way, it left people with more questions than answers. Back to Richard. He went on to compare how the Carters are handling Sir's situation to how other celebs have handled having children on the spectrum. Like Toni Braxton, whose son Diesel was diagnosed with autism at just 3 years old. She's been very open about the journey, saying, a lot of times parents are in denial because they want to think their child is perfect, but it's just that these kids have to be taught differently. I've been embracing that. I've come to terms with it. He's a wonderful kid. And she was right. Diesel just graduated from Howard University, living proof that autistic kids can grow up, thrive, and accomplish amazing things. But the fact that Richard Lawson is the one dropping all this behind-the-scenes info, that's still wild. And so now I want to hear from you. What do you think is really going on here? Is the Carter family just being protective, or are they hiding something much deeper? Sound off in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video if you want more updates on the stories the internet can't stop talking about.